From the Wayne County Courthouse in Goldsboro, North Carolina, Wayne Goldsboro Television brings coverage of a special meeting of the Wayne County Board of Commissioners. Please stand by.
Good morning. Thanks for everybody being here this morning. Everybody enjoyed the 4th and came home from their vacations for us to have this special meeting and pass our budget hopefully today. And so, I think we have someone special who's going to do the invocation.
Yeah, we're going to ask the sheriff to come up and give the invocation this morning.
Good morning. Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we're so thankful for this opportunity this morning to come together to conduct the county business. We ask that you be with our commissioners and other county staff members who will be involved this morning as the business of our county is discussed. We ask for the knowledge and wisdom that you would bestow upon each and every one for a productive discussion this morning. Be with each and every one as we go about this day, Father, and bring us back for our next meeting safely. In Christ's name we pray all things. Amen.
Amen. Let's stand and place the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Because of some logistical reasons, we're going to have to make some changes this morning, so we're going to go ahead and go into closed session now, and that's for what reason, Mr. Parker?
To discuss matters relating to the expansion location of industries of business in Wayne County, to instruct your staff on the purchase of property, and to consult with me to maintain the attorney-client privilege.
Is there a motion going into closed session?
So moved.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand for closed session. Hopefully not long. And we're back. Thanks for sticking with us. I know that was a short session. Depends on what you think there. Okay, Craig, if you would get us started on the board of orders.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Board. In front of you is the proposed budget ordinance for 2017-2018. As you're aware, we're in an interim budget for the last 5 days, and this would, in effect, take the place of that. There's no change to the county's tax rate. There are some changes to the budget. If you see the attached, there's $275,000 in changes. $224,751 in changes that the board discussed during their budget work sessions that were removed from the manager's recommended, and we present this to you for your consideration.
Any questions?
Well, where's the addendum? Down very front. Oh, I was looking in the very back.
That's right.
Hold on just a minute.
And we've already voted on it.
We have. Where are they?
Yeah, got the motion right there. Pass it up.
Well, I was going to find it here. Hold on.
It's right behind you.
There it is.
Those are the things that we took out.
Yes, sir.
And we went ahead and voted on it.
A couple of things added back,
Yeah.
most of them were taken out.
What's this item number 19? Increase in occupancy tax, City of Goldsboro. Item 19, what is it?
In looking at budget projections, we projected a little bit more revenue.
We're doing better than we thought, which is a good thing. Any other questions on that? All right, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
We got a motion on the floor. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. We have a budget. Thank you.
We have a budget.
The county is probably happy. Finance.
They are. My wife's not, because I had to bring her home from the beach.
Yeah. Well, he gave himself away about
pictures on Facebook, I knew he was gonna be here today. He's a responsible commissioner. All right, now let's move to the capital improvements program.
Attached is the capital improvements program. There's minor changes involved, but this is really recommended from the manager's recommended to you, minus the changes. So this will be the 5-year from fiscal 2018 to 2022.
It looks like this.
Mr. Chairman, if I could inquire.
Yes.
On the capital improvements plan, I think recently we found that there's a possibility of some state and federal dollars if we make improvements through DSS versus the health department. And we can modify the
Yes,
capital
sir.
improvement plan even though we're approving it today.
Yes, sir. That's the great thing about a capital improvement. It's just a guide. And it gives us direction for staff, and it gives you direction of what we're moving forward. But it really is just a guide where we want to go.
I mean, I was excited to hear that there were available funds if we go DSS versus Health Department that may be beneficial to us as we go forward and improving both of those departments.
And I think we'll have the contract to look at the Health Department and DSS at our next board meeting.
Okay. Thanks, Chair.
Anybody else? All right.
Motion to adopt.
Now we got a motion on the floor. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. It's unanimous. Okay, the next one is the,
Voting delegate.
the voting delegate. And I went ahead and told Carol when she brought this up to me, I said, I'm going to the meeting, I'm the chairman, y'all want me to be the delegate. If not, y'all can vote somebody else and that'd be all right by me.
As long as it's not me.
Okay. Motion to appoint Bill Pate to voting delegate.
I got a motion on the floor to appoint me as the voting delegate. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Y'all got me. All right, next thing is the courthouse IT stuff.
Thank you, Chairman. In front of you is a bid packet and the bid tabulation sheet for some issues that we've had here at the courthouse with the IT room, also with the HVAC and electrical respecting the IT. I think it was very lacking as far as the HVAC on our electrical system for all of our IT. So we did bid this out, and the lowest responsible bidder is $275,400 for JL Britt Electric, and staff recommends approval.
There's a big difference between those bids, I'm just wondering.
Yes, sir.
Need a motion on that?
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Motion on the floor, any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of money to spend to air condition a room, but at any rate.
Well, one of the bright things is this is a local company. I said the money is gonna stay in the county.
And we've got millions of dollars invested in our IT that really we have to make sure.
I mean, some folks up there with some fans.
Okay. Any more discussion?
We can budget fans if
You
you
make a
want.
motion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor. Any more discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. You're unanimous. And let's get to the budget amendments.
Okay, these are the consent agenda budget amendments. And you've got an additional packet. Do they have, you have some that were in your agenda packet, but we've had some come in since then, and she's gonna pass that out. It's got a memo on the front.
And y'all rather she cover all of them, then we vote as one block like we've been doing,
Oh.
and asking individual questions.
I'd like to see them.
Well, I agree with that. I didn't want to have to vote every time. Trying to get Joe back to the bench.
So the first, there's two packets being passed out. One has a memo attached to it with some budget amendments, and that's what I'm referring to right now. So I'm gonna start in order with the ones that were in your original agenda packet. So that should start with number 611 for the sheriff's office. And this is to request, to anticipate and appropriate additional revenues for seized properties. This amount represents what has been collected above the,
Get a little closer.
Can't hear you.
oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Is that better? What has been collected above the budgeted amount through the end of the fiscal year. Then we have another one for the sheriff's office for controlled substance, and this is also to anticipate and appropriate additional revenues received, $11,082.07, collected above the budgeted amount through the end of the fiscal year. For 4-H, they received a donation from NRA in the amount of $384 to use for their shooting sports program.
I didn't know we had one.
For the detention center, requesting to reallocate $35,000 from janitorial supplies to the inmate medical line item.
Where'd that be?
Which one? We missed one.
I'm sorry.
Where you at?
We're at
You know
646.
what? They might have gotten out of order. This is number
649.
646.
Okay, you're right, two back.
So got a little bit out of order. Okay. I apologize for that. I'll read the numbers after this. $35,000 from janitorial to medical services. We've had increased occupancy in detention facilities, but we've also had increased medical expenditures as well. So this is to cover the remaining invoices through the end of the fiscal year. Okay, my next one is 649.
Let me back up on it.
Sure.
That's additional medical?
Yes, to
Can we get
cover,
an explanation on that?
to cover.
Because
the-
I thought we had a contract that provided all medical services for inmates.
Well, we do, but I think it's gone up because of the new facility opening. We've had more inmates come in.
So it's per inmate.
Now, I'm not sure how the contract reads. I would have to probably get,
It is, but it is on a tiered level based on number of inmates. Now, I'm not sure if this is just because of that. I'd have to go back and look at that, but it is on a tiered scale. As you bring more inmates in, it goes up per se, per inmate.
So it's not by inmate, it's a,
It is a tiered level.
Some level.
So many, it's like groups of 50 or 100 that come in. So, and while I'm up here, I will tell you, we did receive about $80,000 coming back in to our system for the inmates that were brought in from.
see, you
other
always
counties.
like to soften
I
things, don't you?
want to tell you about that while I was up here.
Oh, I love it.
having other good news like that. Just stay right there.
So we're about $50,000, is what he said?
When he retires from being sheriff, he'll make a good commissioner.
I tell you what, he would.
Okay. Number
Shut me
640,
right up, didn't he?
number 649 is my next budget amendment. This is also for the sheriff's office, and if you notice, we are decreasing fund balance appropriated and increasing the seized property line item. This goes back to the armored vehicle that was purchased. If you recall, at the time, we did not have all the seized property monies in, so we kind of fronted some money out of fund balance, so this is basically paying that back.
What about the sheriff's here? Have we made use of that vehicle yet?
Yes, sir, we have actually dispatched it twice for events, for situations already, and it's in training continuously now. So
I just want to make sure it was.
we have had it actually in two situations, we've had to use it.
Good.
Number 659 for social services.
Let's see the back.
This is for the Progress Energy program, and they are just balancing to their funding authorization through June 30. Number 660 for the sheriff's office. They received a $100 donation to utilize for the sheriff's office use. And I believe next we're getting into your packet that had the memo attached. number 665 should be the next one. Sorry, these are so messy. We had a lot come in at the last minute with year end. So this one is for social services. We're reallocating $15,000 from communications.
What was the number on that?
That's number 665. It should be right after your memo.
I doubt it. What do you got, George, on?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay?
All right, go ahead.
All right. Reallocating $15,000 from other communications to cover adoption assistance and the county portion of foster care. And that is because these programs have had usage above what we budgeted for the year. For facility services, $8,254. They are reallocating monies from the fuel and oil line item to repairs and maintenance equipment, and this is to cover the remaining repairs they had to make to various county equipment through the end of the fiscal year. Number 672 for workers' compensation, $78,801. We had a large claim month in June, unfortunately. We were doing good until June. So we have had to appropriate additional monies for this fund. And then my final budget amendment for consent agenda is number 685 for fire districts. This is just where we are settling up at the end of the year, and some of them have exceeded their budgeted collections, so we need to increase that line item so we can pay out the total amount collected. Is there any questions on those?
Questions? Go ahead.
That's all for consent agenda. This is separate.
Well, go ahead and do them all.
Go ahead and do them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do them all at once.
Your next packet is a thicker packet. It has 7 capital project ordinances or budget amendments to ordinances attached. And I will go in order and read off the numbers. The first one should be number 678 for Wayne County Public Schools gym, classrooms, and HVACs. All 7 of these relate to the bond issuance. And as you know, we sold the bonds on June 15th and closed on June 28th. So I was able to get all the final numbers figured up and allocated out to the various capital project funds. So that is basically what all of these capital project ordinances are doing. A few of them had some monies already spent or monies that we had advanced to the fund. So on some of them, you're going to see some other entries aside from just bonds, and that's just where I'm settling up from where we may have advanced monies and that kind of thing. So I can go through these very briefly, and then if you have any questions. On Wayne County Public Schools, this is for the Southern Wayne High School gym and classrooms, and then also for the HVACs. And as you can see, we are appropriating the bond money and then appropriating the expenditures for each of those projects.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Gurley.
could I ask Mr. Honeycutt, on the HVAC systems, could we follow that project, please?
Yes, sir.
I'm interested in that one.
Yes.
And also, Mr. Chairman, if I could, do you know whether or not they've put out for bids on the Southern Wayne?
Not that I know of. I don't believe they have.
Did they not think that we were going to be able to sell the bonds? I mean, I'm wondering what the holdup is.
Yes, but I think the urgency was put on Meadow Lane and Edgewood, and they were trying to get the architect and the bids out for the construction project on that first, and then they're going to move on to these other projects pretty soon thereafter. But I don't know what the estimated dates of bids are. Do you recall, Mr. Honeycutt?
Can we follow up on that and see whether or not we can speed that up some?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Along those lines, is there, I guess the classrooms up in Fremont, I guess they're probably last on the list.
Well, that is a project that we're actually paying cash for out of their fund balance they have set aside. Out of, I think it's their sales tax monies. So fortunately, we don't have to wait on any debt financing for that, but I'm not sure where they are as far as the bids on that project.
Which concerns me, because we voted on this a year ago, and if you're using reserves that are already there, you don't even have to borrow the money, why you can't chew gum and walk at the same time? You can have more than one project going on at a time.
We'll be glad to touch
And we
base
need
with
to
them.
speed them along. We need to encourage them to go ahead and, if we're gonna build the classrooms, let's build them.
Well, the whole idea was to do away with as many mobile home classrooms as we can.
Sure.
And that should be a priority. I'm just stating that mobile home classrooms are a safety issue, there's an issue with staffing, it leaves the security wide open on our schools. And we need to get as many of those off of our school grounds as possible as soon as we can.
And Mr. Chairman, the only reason I'm able to say that is because I know the chairman is on a cruise, so he will not be calling me this afternoon.
We will reach out to them.
And, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
and seriously, this was requested, and we made it happen, and I'm like y'all, what's the problem when dragging your feet? I mean, our kids are a priority.
We will get an update for you.
Yes, sir.
Number 679, this is another capital project ordinance. This is for the Sheriff's Office software, the Spielman project. You have already approved this project, but because it's being financed through bond proceeds, we are required to put it in a capital project fund. So I am moving it out of our general fund into a capital project fund to track the revenues and expenditures on that project. And this is only this is the Sheriff's Office portion. There's a portion for 911 that I believe we're going to request to use 911 board funds for. So that is in a separate project fund.
I'm trying to remember, did we plan on using the bond to pay for that all along?
Yes, I believe so,
Okay,
for this portion of it.
remember.
Number 680 is for the Maxwell Regional Agricultural and Convention Center. And there's a budget amendment, but there's an amendment to the capital project ordinance behind that. That is because we had already made some entries to record the capital project ordinance, so I am basically just recording to actual it right now for bond proceeds and issuance cost. The next one is the fiber optic loop project. And this is just to record the bond proceeds. We had advanced money to that fund. And so, as you see, we are reducing the transfers from 110 and increasing the bond proceeds on that. And that's an amendment to the capital project ordinance as well. For Grantham School Sewer, this is number 682. This is a new capital project ordinance. And this is where we're adding the additional sewer line for the operation of Grantham School. And so we are recording the bond proceeds and
Mr.
issuance
Chairman.
costs for
Yes.
that.
Could I again ask Mr. Honeycutt to follow up on this one? We've been promised for over a year to have a sewer line to start. So somebody's dragging their feet somewhere.
And if it's the architect, get a no.
Number 683 for street assessments. This is also a new capital project ordinance, and this is to set up that fund to record the construction project and the bond proceeds. An additional fund will be set up later in 2017, 2018 to record the assessments, but we won't do that until after the project's completed. And that will be in what's called a special revenue fund.
Where are we at on that project? The street assessment.
I'm sorry, I was writing something down, I'm sorry, excuse me.
The street assessment, where are we on that project? Not the castle.
We, somebody asked me the other day about that, and I was,
The contract and everything's been approved.
yeah, the contract's been
Done.
approved.
But
Somebody asked about that, and I apologize,
I haven't
we're
seen
supposed to
any
get a
act-
timeline.
I haven't seen any activity in the
Yeah.
subdivision, so.
That's really what I was asking.
We'll get a timeline
Okay.
on that as well.
I went through there a couple of weeks ago, and like Mr. Mayo said, at that time, there was no activity.
In my understanding, they were having a problem getting an additional permit or something? Is the last I heard, there were problems?
I haven't heard any problem with
I'm not sure
permits.
about
I haven't heard it, but what I'm thinking, y'all are looking for timelines on projects.
We're looking for action.
You're looking for timelines on projects, and we will get you timelines on projects.
And the final capital project ordinance, this is also an amendment to one that we've already done, but this is for Meadow Lane and Edgewood, and this is to record the bond proceeds and related issuance costs. And as you'll notice, we are decreasing the amount allocated for buildings and structures and improvements. That's because the bids came in less than we anticipated, so that's a good thing.
Is that all you got?
That's all.
Are there any more questions on the budget amendments? Before I call the vote. Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion on the floor, is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand.
Thank you very much.
And is there any more business to be brought before this board today? No. Then I'll look for motion to adjourn. Got a motion on the floor to adjourn, we're adjourned by.
Are you going to the